It has been stated by the FIA that they have discovered a disparity in the budget for Formula One for the year 2023. The fact that all 10 teams have maintained a budget of less than $138.6 million is great news. There have been no instances of going over budget, and there have been no errors in the way that things are being managed. Hello everybody and welcome to the GP Fans Recap. This show is dedicated to discussing the most significant news that has occurred over the past few days. They botched up the process after their two engine sources, Honda and Alpine, had already done so. In spite of the fact that they are below the price restriction, they did not adhere to the guidelines in their entirety. There are members of the FIA present. Throughout their history, Alpine Racing SAS and HRC have consistently demonstrated a higher level of honesty, and they collaborate with the CCA to resolve the issue. Due to the manner in which the overtaking is carried out, the new regulations for the financial aspects of engine manufacturers are intricate, and the first year of putting them into effect is challenging. These two motor owners are going to be assisted by the CCA in the process of establishing their transactions through the utilization of an accepted transaction agreement. As per the terms of the financial settlement, a summary of the ABAs that these two motor operators will be receiving will be made available to the public as soon as they are finished being completed. Currently, the FIA is in discussions with Alpine and Honda in order to determine the appropriate sanction that should be imposed. This is comparable to what occurred with Red Bull in the year 2022. As a result of exceeding their budget for the year 2021, distinguished fashion designer Adrian Newey will soon be joining the Aston Martin Formula One team. At the beginning of this year, the British announced that they would be quitting Red Bull Racing without any prior authorization. On March 1, 2025, Newey will take over as the leader of Lawrence Stroll's team, and it is highly possible that he will be promoted to the position of managing technical partner. According to the BBC, Newey makes approximately €35 million annually, which is equivalent to £30 million. This amount is worth it because there are bonuses and add-ons. In the event that you additionally receive shares of Aston Martin, it is unclear how much you received. In Formula One, discussions have been taking place over the past few weeks regarding the potential applications of flexible front wings. Good examples include the wings that are found on the McLaren and Mercedes automobiles. People first believed that the upper flaps of the front wings may bend too far, but Renger van der Zanden, who is working in the race cafe, claims that it bends far more than they expected it would. We were informed by Nicolas Stambasis, who is in charge of the one seat at the FIA, that everything is proceeding according to the course of action at the moment. In addition, if a team makes a mistake prior to the flight, they will not receive a response until the year 2025 and beyond. It is still necessary to ask the appropriate inquiries, despite the fact that the automobile group will not be involved in an overtaking until the next year. Tabasic's statements could also be explained by van der Zande, if it is something that is conceivable. The conversation about how Formula One attempts to defy the rules is fascinating, and then there is the word that we need to take control of. It is important for them to be aware of the boundaries. They are interested in discovering rules that are not written around. Flexwing is a concept that is already very well known to the general public. There is some opportunity for improvement on the right wing, and there is also some room for improvement on that wing. Now they are reviewing the guidelines to determine whether or not they are able to tilt the wings. The topic of discussion here is the entirety of the sand being discussed. It is possible for the entire front wing to tilt back, according to Turing. Because of this, the right wing will experience less resistance from the air, which will allow it to achieve a higher top speed. As of right now, the technical rules do not contain any provisions regarding the abuse of the front wingers. Consequently, this explains why the FIA continues to allow it to take place. Oliver Berman will be driving Kevin Magnussen's car in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, according to the announcement made by the AS team. During the following year, Berman will be the full-time driver for the team. However, in Baku, he will be taking over for Magnussen, who is the most talented driver. Gianpiero Lambias has fulfilled the role of racing tech for Max Verstappen for the past 9 years. On the other hand, there is still a significant possibility that the fantastic partnership between Lamborghini and Verstappen will come to an end. According to Planet F1, Lambias would have made it abundantly plain to him what would happen to him at Red Bull Racing prior to the close of the summer break. Due to the fact that Lambius would have signed a new contract with the team, Red Bull would not have been the next team to leave. Verstappen would then follow, but there would be less of a focus on him than there would be on the competition. Since the year 2016, when Verstappen joined Red Bull Racing with the Dutch driver, he has been working. Now, however, since Wheatley and a great number of other names have no longer. To answer your question, will he continue to work as a race technician and continue doing what he does now? Currently, Wheatley is planning to leave the team at the conclusion of the year 2024. It is probable that Lambiser may be promoted as a result of the extension of his contract. However, Red Bull has not yet made this announcement. Just lately, Marco stated that it is possible that Wheatley's work will be divided up among a number of other individuals. If Lambiser is successful in finding employment, he will be required to look for a new racing mechanic. There is a possibility that he will be hired. Does Red Bull Racing intend to make a move in order to rescue the season? The team has taken note of that message and is working on it. In spite of the fact that they appear to be addressing a new issue, Formula 1 has stated that the new employees of the 2025 car would be removed from their positions in order to assist with the modifications to the RB200. This year, Red Bull Racing is having a difficult time finding its footing in the RB20 because of the numerous issues with the vehicle's balance. Red Bull has gone through a number of different iterations of the RB20 in order to bring the vehicle back on track for the most recent races. You can find the proper path to go with the help of the information. In recent news, Dr. Helmut Marko has reported that the tire test that Liam Lawson underwent has produced a great deal of information that is helpful. In addition, the advisor claims that he will shortly deliver a package that contains a weapon that could be used to combat McLaren, but is there going to be a price tag? The team led by Pierre Barquet has reportedly decided to divert resources and personnel away from the development of the RB21 in order to develop updates for the RB20. This information comes from Italian news sources. In addition to the fact that this indicates that the automobile won't be ready until the year 2025, there is also a positive aspect to this. If the RB20 can be gotten back on track, then the RB21 can be used to concentrate on improving the positive aspects of the RB20. There was nothing else to the GP fans recap after that. I'll see you again soon, but for the time being, I'd like you to stay with us. That's all.